Hello, this is Rick Powers coming to you from my home office for Western Technical College. And this video is about how to use homework in Pearson and to transfer data from the homework into StatCrunch. If you've been using this kind of software before, they've made a change in how that process works. And so I'm going to go through it for us here. Sharing my screen so that you can see what is happening here. So what I've done is pulled up, this happens to be homework set number 5 for basic stat, and it has a data set. And so then the question is, well, how do I work with this data set if I want to use StatCrunch? Well, if you click this icon right here, it says Open Data Table. If you open that data table, you have 3 options, which are not just opening the data table. You can export the information into Excel, or you can export it as a comma-separated value format called a CSV, or you can use the first option, which says Open Data Table. Now, if you prefer to put it into Excel, unfortunately, not all of the commands that are in Excel will work to create the information that we need for the statistics scores. So that's why I emphasize using StatCrunch, because it has the menus and the commands to be able to use for the information that you need. However, it's not right here. It used to be right here. You could just click and it would just take it directly into StatCrunch. But that's not happening right now. And so then, if we go to this place where we open the data table, you see that it has the data listed for us here. And it has what's called a delimiter. It's set up to tell the computer how to separate the numbers. And according to this, it's separating it by tabs. So then if we make a copy of this, we just click copy. Then this is saved to the clipboard. As it says here, you might have seen that. It said save to clipboard. So then I can close this. I can go down here where it says get more help, and then I can open StatCrunch. And when I open StatCrunch, it opens in a small window here, checks my credentials. I have to be logged in order for this to work, and it hopefully will work, okay? So then I'm already in the first column and the first row, and so I'm just going to use Control V, and it'll paste those numbers in, all right? But it doesn't have a name for what they actually are in terms of what they stand for, okay? And I can do whatever with this, right? If I wanted to make, for example, a box plot, then I could make a box plot of these. And I might have some options. I might not want fences. I want to do it horizontally or whatever else. Hit compute. And here now is my box plot in StatCrunch, okay? So then if I want to get information from this, sometimes I can roll over it and it'll tell me information, or I could do a screenshot of this, or I can go up here and I can print this or download it, or I can copy it to my clipboard. I can various things. I don't use the save option here very much, but I can get this information from StatCrunch in some form that I can actually use it. And then I close it, right? And Now that's gone, right? So I would need to somehow keep that information separated in order for me to be able to use that then to answer whatever the questions are for the rest of the homework. Now, this says the data represents the age of world leaders on their day of inauguration. So then these would be, if you want to label this data set, you would have to call it ages of world leaders in order to be informational, if you want to say, to let people know what it is you're actually talking about here, right? Okay, so this is the process, at least currently, for how to get the information from Pearson into StatCrunch. I just received notice today that Pearson is revising StatCrunch. And I imagine it's going to be revised to look somewhat more like what we have right here. So if something changes, feel free to update this video for you. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And best wishes in getting your data into StatCrunch.